Hello and welcome to another edition of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem, a show where we answer your most pressing questions about the most recent episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved, which was Amelia Earhart. All the questions we're answering today came from you guys via our BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook page, which you can see right here, and I'm sure we're gonna hear something stupid, so.
Well, you know, Miss Hot Dog, she's still cruising by on her pickle boat, and it looks like her husband is still being carried along by a seagull, chasing after her, but I feel like there's another figure. I can't really make out what it is, but it went by real quick. It's as if someone's following them. Titillating.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think so.
No.
I guess we'll wait and find out what happens.
I mean, I'm gonna have to because I'm sitting here, I'm forced to hear it, but if I had the option, I would opt out.
Too bad.
Okay. Well, let's answer the first question then, how about that? Let's go to Jody Vance. Their plane probably crashed in the water, and they're now residents of the underwater city of Atlantis. Also, I think Shane would like Lord of the Flies. So that's a question and also a book recommendation for you. I'm pretty sure you've read that one.
I've read Lord of the Flies.
Pretty good.
Hey, read books.
Oh, they also had a question. Atlantis.
Surely they're just doing that to get a rise out of us.
I mean, it's not impossible.
I see through your games, Jody.
It's not impossible.
Atlantis is impossible.
It's not impossible. I actually think it's quite fun to think that Amelia is now an Atlantean, and that they have they've added one more famous person to their collection.
Well, she'd be dead, right? Just an old dying lady in a bubble under the sea.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun. Next question is from Chloe Baker. If the correct theory was aliens, I wouldn't be surprised. Who better person to abduct to a spacecraft than the world best at the time? Flyer!
I think it's who better to abduct to a spacecraft than the world best at the time Flyer.
Okay. What, do you think they studied the world for a long time?
I know you don't like a lot of abduction theories.
Yes, just to be abundantly clear, I do believe in aliens. I don't think 90% of abduction stories are real.
He believes in aliens in the most boring way possible. He's one of those people who thinks aliens are like a colony of weird slugs. Unless they're
I'm just saying, if you want to sit on this mountain of bullshit, then you gotta take a whiff every now and then,
no,
buddy.
I think you're the one that's sitting on the mountain of bullshit.
I don't think
I think
so.
you're up to your chin in shit. There's turds right there at the bottom of your nostrils, tickling your nose hairs.
Agree to disagree.
All right, this one comes from Renee McKenzie. It just says Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Or Newfoundland. I pronounced it Newfoundland in the video. Flying from Newfoundland to Ireland. I think I'm gonna make it a mission that every week I'm going to piss off one country.
Just pick one word, and that'll be your excuse.
And that'll be my excuse, yeah.
Here's one from Chris Scanlan. Wasn't it rumored Earhart and Noonan were having an affair? Did they possibly intentionally lose transmission so they could go somewhere secluded, just the two of them?
And have unadulterated crab sex.
Crab sex.
Crab sex.
Crab sex.
That's a long way to go, just so you could go into a cave and have some sex.
What were her transmissions at the end? Was there anything salacious?
She did sound distressed.
Oh.
No, it's so gross.
This is tasteless. Okay, next question.
This one comes from Faith Whitmore. The stranded on an island theory seems strong, and it seems the only issue was the shoe being too big. What if she wore bigger shoes while flying due to possible feet swelling? I imagine if someone is flying for 40 days, there would be some foot swelling. Yeah.
That's using your noggin.
The thing is, she wore 3 different sets of shoes. You could see that.
What a quirky lady.
You wouldn't pack more than a pair of shoes for 40 days?
Not if I'm just in a plane the whole time. I'd probably wear slippers.
Well, she's like walking around every now and then when she lands. She has to refuel.
I'm still wearing slippers.
Okay, well, you're weird. You also wear desk slippers, so that's kind of strange
I got
too.
slippers at my desk. It's 2017. Why wear shoes that are uncomfortable?
Maybe because your feet smell a little bit and people next to you could smell them.
My feet smell pristine.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't. Trust me, they don't.
Here's one from Kira Ryan. Listen here, because me and my friend have been deducing and we've got the ultimate explanation. So Noonan is getting a little bit peeved because he's there doing all this navigational work while Amelia is getting praise from everyone for being a woman who can fly, and eventually he snaps. He takes his opportunity while the radio signal is weak so that Amelia cannot immediately call for help, though she tries. While Noonan takes down the plane, they crash land near Crazy Crab Island, and that's when the transmissions of the two arguing are heard by Clank. Then, Noonan goes and kills Amelia and sacrifices her to the crabs in order to befriend them. He lives to this day in the crab caves where he hides from those who search. Case closed. I like the finality of this one.
So, he's now the Crab King.
Like the Ghost in the Darkness, but crabs.
Exactly.
So in this scenario then, he sacrifices her
Yeah,
to become the king of the crabs.
and they're
but
all
then-
like stoked.
Yeah, and then 2 hours later, he also gets eaten by crabs.
Rain Victoria Santa Maria. BuzzFeed Unsolved. A fella shaniac. I have a theory. So she's a shaniac. Off the bat, I'm already starting to tune you out halfway.
What up?
What if Amelia went really high because there's too much clouds, but she does not know she was too high, then she went out in the atmosphere and lived in Mars?
I'm excited to hear from a fellow shaniac, regardless of what you have to offer.
Right now, every Bugara in the world right now is collectively sipping their tea like this.
And talking about Atlantis.
Look at you, betraying your fellow shaniac. Look what you've become.
I admire
Now he's
the
backtracking.
spirit of it.
Here comes the Olympic backstroke.
But you may, I'm not trying to sell you out here. I just like to be truthful, and I think you may.
I know what you're going for here, don't you?
You may want to convert to the side of the Bugaras.
No.
He'd be happy to have you. He needs the numbers.
No, here's the thing.
He's recruiting.
No, I'm not
He's
recruiting.
Desperate.
No, we're all good over here in Bugara Island.
This is from Lizette Valdivinos.
Oh, that's a fun name to say.
Valdivinos.
Well, the whole thing, Lizette Valdivinos.
Lizette Valdivinos.
That sounds like a Bond villain almost.
Hello, I'm Lizette Valdivinos. How do you guys feel about Hoodless discarding the bones? Do you guys think he prevented DNA testing because he knew they were her bones and he didn't want anyone to disprove him?
I am glad that somebody brought up Captain Dipshit.
But Hoodless determined that the bones belonged to a man who was short, stocky, and of European descent, and could not be Earhart or Noonan. Unfortunately, after this conclusion, Hoodless discarded the bones.
I can't believe this guy. Though, to be fair, this guy, people like this man are our bread and butter.
That's true.
If these people weren't so bad at their jobs, none of this, we wouldn't be talking about it.
As a scientist, wouldn't you think that, okay, maybe one day science will advance to a certain place where maybe, just maybe, it may go beyond my own hypotheses. And maybe I should, preserve the evidence so that when that day comes, we can revisit this case. But nah, he was like, I don't think so, so that's the word.
Yeah.
Ocean it is.
He could be a big fan of mystery.
Fair point, but he could also be a big fan of being an idiot.
This has been exhausting.
Has it?
A lot of dumb theories on this one.
I think we owe it to the fans to say which theory we believe the most.
I believe she crashed into the ocean and died.
Yeah, that seems consistent with your beliefs. I think she either landed on Crab Island
Yeah.
or...
You want her to be abducted.
Yeah, I do want her to be abducted by aliens. All right, let's go Crabs 1, Aliens 2, Crashing 3, and all the spy ones below that. And then at the very bottom of that, other Bermuda Triangle.
People really love Amelia Earhart. They were fascinated by her, and she was a hell of a lady. And now she's dead. Ryan, what are we gonna get this week? What are more crabs this week? What's happening?
No more crabs this week, sorry.
Shit.
Yeah, I do enjoy a good crab story, but this one, much less whimsical, much more gruesome. This is like the quintessential murder mystery in a small room kind of deal. That does it for this episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem. Make sure you watch the next episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved this Friday, and then send your questions into the BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook page, which you'll see right here as he charges up his...
Oh! The final meeting. He's reached her. Here comes. She's on a desert island.
Uh-oh.
She's made her escape to a desert island.
Didn't see this one coming.
But here comes the hot dog guy. That seagull is dropping him from the sky. Oh!
Oh, he's dropping an air assault.
And he says, Rebecca,
Rebecca.
Dan, why did you run from me? I didn't know how to tell you, but we have a son now.
Why did she shoot him in the...
I don't know. This is Brandon.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Hello, Brandon. I'm your father, Dan. Why did you try to shoot me and leave me for dead? That wasn't me, Dan.
It was me.
Who's that?
It's me, Pam, your evil twin sister.
Rebecca's evil twin sister? And she's on a crab.
I won't have you two together. You know I love Dan. And now it's time to die. Mount your crab.
Brandon, step aside.
Oh, shit.
This is gonna be a crab joust.
This is a crab joust.
presented in some pretty rudimentary animation.
Oh God, here comes the charge. Oh no! Next time on BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem.
It's not over!